Today's a good day to make fun of the Cleveland Browns. As we're on Shedeur Sanders' watch, Stefanski getting fired watch, we're watching that Hawaiian leprechaun throw hospital balls all over the place. You all agree with me that change needs to come, and Stefanski has been saying some stuff in the media over the last 24 hours we're going to dig into right now. Before we dig in, though, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're on this side quest of watching the Cleveland Browns as this mystery keeps unfolding, as it's comical because they are atrocious. Managing these quarterbacks, managing the developments, and it's just a colostomy bag of errors just coming out of Cleveland right now. Follow along with me, please. Click that subscribe button right now. Stefanski came out to the media and told us why he's not starting Shedeur Sanders.
Why wouldn't you, just to see if it does anything to the offense, give him an opportunity to go in there and play?
Yeah, obviously my focus is where we are right now, Mary Kay. That's not my focus.
Okay.
It's easy to say. Dillon Gabriel sucks. He was never considered a franchise quarterback. I do not know why we're playing the long game here. Like, he's not a franchise guy. If he was, then I understand. He's not. He's not.
You know, he's got the lowest ADOT, which is average depth of target in the NFL among all quarterbacks. You can't live underneath like that. You have got to, at some point, challenge the defense, because what's happened is defenses have condensed the field. And you know how hard it is to operate your offense in the red zone? Well, it's like we're perpetually in the red zone because it's a condensed field where the ball is going to go. That's allowing teams to really stack the box, which is making life hard the last couple of weeks for Quinshon Judkins. So we haven't seen enough good. Poor decision, I thought, on the deep ball that was intercepted, and then the throw to Njoku, would have been short of the six anyway, and he's thrown short of the six, I think, at third down, even on fourth downs far too often, but that was an errant throw well behind him. So it was not his best performance, and it was a game where you needed him to be an elevator and to be a part of the reason that you won. I kind of said 2 weeks ago, that had to be the Quinshon Judkins game against Miami, and it was, in combination with obviously a great defensive effort. But this one, if you were going to beat the Patriots, you knew it was going to have to be a Dillon Gabriel game where he really elevated things, got the ball down the field, made big plays with his arm, and we just unfortunately did not see that.
How long are we going to keep doing this? Dillon sucks. He can't throw it past 5 yards. Mistake after mistake. Some of the worst mistakes you'll ever see from quarterback ever.
This is the thing about Dillon Gabriel. The reason why he's starting is because somewhere where he got drafted in the third round, and he's supposed to be one of the quarterbacks where he's smart. He might not have the big arm, might not be a big quarterback because he's pretty small, but he's smart. This ain't smart. Where you going with this? Yeah. He had a couple plays in this game where I was trying to figure out where's he going, because quarterbacks like him that might not be super talented, they be smart and they know where to go with the ball. Because your argument is why we not playing Shedeur because of that, because he's smart and all that. Yeah. But man, it's time to move on now. We seen him. Wow.
So you think it's time to move on already?
Like, what are we waiting on? They getting beat every week. They getting beat on and beat on and beat on. Your star player is frustrated, and he got 5, 6, 7 sacks in the game. He's still frustrated. What are we trying to do here? See what you got. You're going to get a top 3 draft pick. I mean, that's easy to know. And then your quarterback's like, all right, are we going to roll with Dillon for the future? Or we got Shedeur, who everybody wants to see. Maybe Shedeur is better than we thought. Maybe, you know what? Maybe he's not. And maybe he goes out and plays and says, you know what? He does a bad job, and now they're quiet. The whispers about if he should play or not. Yeah. Let's find out, though.
And who wanted Dillon Gabriel? On this team, on this franchise, who wanted Dillon Gabriel? And who wanted Shedeur Sanders? Who do you think? Let me know in the comments. Who wanted these guys? Because there's a riff. Somebody wanted Gabriel. We know who. Starts with a Steph, ends with a Stanky. And then we also know, or don't know, who wanted Shedeur, because there seems like a huge riff. But somebody wanted him. Somebody wanted to pull that trigger to make sure they got Shedeur.
There is something going on here that is weird, strange, and dysfunctional. Because the answers to the questions and the logic from the moment they drafted him to right now, there are all these incongruencies and inconsistencies. Why did they take him in the 5th round? Why was he still there in the 5th round? Did he really want to come here? Would he rather have gone somewhere else? Who drafted him? Who really wanted him? Why didn't he get any reps and opportunities in training camp when he's the more talented guy and Dillon Gabriel is the less talented guy? It's more than meets the eye. It's Brown's dysfunction at its finest. And I'd have thought that at some point here, the Haslams would have learned their lesson about doing things like this, but I guess they're just incapable of doing that.
Browns either need to start playing Shedeur against the Jets here soon, or just let him go. Trade him away. If you love him, set him free.
What is really going on inside that building? I sort of said earlier, either play him against the Jets, or if you don't like him enough to play him against the Jets, just get him out of here. I think it should go one of those two ways.
Yeah, mystifying is the word I would use to describe this whole Sanders year. If Sanders still is not better than what we've seen out of Gabriel, how bad must that be in the coach's mind? Now, I don't know. We haven't seen him since August in in the preseason finale. So all I know is that Gabriel's, by any metric, has gotten progressively worse.
Yes. And
Which I totally unexpected. So I was wrong.
There's no reason to keep playing these games and ruin a kid's career. Like, this is his livelihood. This is his dream, and you're just playing with it to prove some sort of point. Like, good, bad, or ugly of what he does on the field. Whatever you think. I don't care, because haters come, lovers come. I don't care. But you got to stop messing with this kid. You got to stop doing that. You have to run a gimmick offense for Dillon Gabriel to get any sort of movement on the field.
It also is a little bit telling when you try two gimmick plays in one drive that you're not as confident in the ability to just line up and play, normal, what we would call, quote unquote, traditional offense. And that's a problem. Mike Vrabel kind of intimated that, in his post-game presser yesterday. There's a lot that's got to be cleaned up on offense. This offense is not operating at a level that it needs to operate at. And as I said, it's for a variety of reasons, but we need to fix one by one, get those things fixed, because, you have a defense that is, like, for example, in the first half of this game, this defense played well. Yeah, yes, you gave up some yards, but you didn't break. You were down 9-7 at the half. Should have been 10. You had a missed field goal there. Should have been up 10-9 in worst case scenario. And then after a while, they're just on the field so much. The Browns offense had 7 straight possessions after that opening drive that didn't go for more than 20 yards. And that just puts your defense on the field too much, gives them too many opportunities when you got a quarterback like Drake May and a play caller like Josh McDaniels, to come up with things to take advantage of our defense. It's a league where it's geared for the offense. It's just hard to play good defense for that long.
Like, you have to run crossers with the tight ends. You got to sneak them out there. Everything's 5-yard plays. And then once we get off script, everything busts. And we said this in training camp. What is going to happen during the bye week that's going to change Dillon Gabriel? What's going to make that change to make him a good quarterback?
All I can say after I watched the 4th round of Dillon Gabriel stink, Shedeur is way better than Dillon Gabriel. So all I can hope now, with the trade deadline approaching, I really hope somebody trades for Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
Or I really hope as they go into their bye week that Jimmy Haslam says, I've seen enough of Kevin Stefanski. I'm going to change. And one of those two is going to have to happen. Somebody's got to go if Shedeur has any chance to play at all this year or any year for the Cleveland Browns.
How much change do we need here? It's a lot. It's colossal. Like, he needs colossal change from what we're seeing now to him being functional starting quarterback, let alone good, let alone being a franchise quarterback. And then you got 2 first-round picks in the chamber for next year. 2 first-round picks, and you're not seeing what you got in Shedeur right now. You got 2 of them. He's on a day 3 contract, remember? So if he hits to that upside, what we saw at Colorado, if he hits to that, now you got 2 first-round picks to build around him. Instead of using those 2 first-round picks or one of them to get your quarterback in a quarterback class that's still jockeying for position that might be volatile, and also a franchise that might mess up that quarterback. This franchise might mess up that new quarterback anyways. So this is cheaper. You see the upside. You know what you got, kind of. They don't know what they got because they haven't explored it. You look at the practice reps, and you're like, what's going on here? We asked that question the whole time during training camp. I built the following on that. I built a little following on that. I do this every day because more keeps coming up. And there's a reason why. It's not just the name. It's also like, what's going on here? Like, what's going on here? Like, a franchise is being exposed here. It's being exposed. Coaching staff, ownership, GM, exposed here. Like, something's up. Something's up. Like, it'll come out somewhere down the line. Like, random interview, book, whatever. Like, something's weird here. It's always been weird. And it's always top down with ownership when you're looking at these losing franchises. It's usually that. Like, the ownership is why some of these, most all of these teams are losers every single year. And you're like, man, they might get you to the playoffs once every decade or so. But you're looking at teams like this. But you're looking at all this rift, too. You see it with the coaching staff. Stefanski's had some moments in his career where he's solid. But also, you just listen to him. You can tell. Like, things ain't being done with this situation where it's not optimized. Like accountability, coaching, development, planning, scheming reps, making it so your young guys are ready. Like, he wasn't wanting Flacco to be traded. You can tell there's a rift there of some sort. Like, he wasn't in on that. Barry seems like he was. Probably was. I don't know, so that's why I'm all over the place there. That's obvious. Stefanski, you saw that in the press conferences. We covered that. ESPN Cleveland covered that. He wasn't in on that trade. He wasn't about that. You can definitely tell reading the tea leaves. He ain't going to say it all the way. He doesn't say anything all the way. He never gives you an answer. He could be starting Shedeur. He could be. He's not. They're rolling Gabriel. He is going to die with Gabriel. He's going to get himself fired with Gabriel. He's not getting himself fired with Shedeur. That's in his mind. He's going down with his ship. And until we see him fired, we ain't seeing him out there. Unless something catastrophic happens. But when you see him out there and something catastrophic happens, he ain't got the reps. They ain't giving him the reps. He ain't got the timing. He ain't got all this with the first team. He's played with car salesmen and trainers out there. When I mean trainers, I'm talking equipment guys. Remember, started training camp. That's who we saw run routes for him. Equipment guys. Like, everybody got cut who he was playing with in preseason. That's what he's been working with. He's been working off this side. He's been getting some work in practice, but not with the ones. Not with the ones. That's the question. Like, why? Because he's the insurance policy here right now. When he's healthy, I guess you can make that joke. But when he is out there healthy, he's the insurance policy. So no reps with the ones at all. So if Gabriel goes down, you're putting him in a less advantageous situation. It's not optimal for him in that wording because he could still play well. He's got a lot of upside. It's not about him coming out and playing bad. It's not optimal for him. That's like you at your job, being good at your job, but having to work in the bathroom for a month and a half, 6 months. And now all of a sudden you got to perform in front of the district manager out on the line or out on the sales floor or whatever, but you've been working out in the bathroom. That's that. And you could still do well. You're still good at it. You're still good, but it's not optimal. It doesn't make sense. He's young. He's an insurance policy still. And you can't get extra reps. You can't run an extra series here and there. You can't even do that. That's the thing. Like, why does everything has to be ran to a T and not changed? Like, what is this? Like, when you run any other company and you're running or you're managing, you have like 50 employees, 100 employees, or a district manager, and you're seeing somebody who's lower on the totem pole, but they're looking good. They're completing 70% of their sales. They're completing I'm using his numbers, 70, 80% of this and that. They're converting. They're looking good. You get excited. You're like, hey, this kid over here, you got to get him to do more. You got to let him do something. Let's see what we got. There's some promise here. They didn't do that. That's me coming down the line that they were thinking 3rd round pick, 5th round pick. Taking away the names, taking away everything else. Like, there's so many angles you can look at this and be like, this is messed up. This is fucked up. This is. Like, if you love him, set him free. That's it. If you love him, set him free. Because you're not using him. Like, not even in practice, really. And he's been looking good in practice because Mary Kay spilled those beans. He did it last week, and she did it the week before. She's the Grinch. She's the Grinch of the Browns. I got another nickname. She's the Grinch. We got the Hawaiian Leprechaun. We got the Grinch. We'll keep coming out with more. I know you guys don't like her, and I understand. She beats around the bush. She talked about the Browns game. Did not mention about the bad play Gabriel in her little shorts. She just talked about, like, hey, He threw 2 picks, everything unraveled, but didn't really go into like, hey, this is a comical amount of errors here. This is rough. This is about as bad quarterback play you ever see in the NFL. He may not be able to play in the XFL. He's so bad right now. No one's saying that. Like, that's how bad it is. Like, he might not be able to play in the XFL. I'm talking Vince McMahon XFL. Like, I don't know if Hateman can take snaps from him. He's so bad. Like, that's how bad he's been. That's how bad he's been. Like, I don't know if Hateman can take those snaps. Like, and the Grinch ain't noticing that. The Grinch ain't noticing that. She's not. But you got to call a spade sometimes. And good or bad, whether he plays well, whatever you think of him, he hasn't got his opportunity. He hasn't got the opportunity to prove himself, whether he is. He hasn't. So the thing about this, I covered this a million different angles that you could possibly look at. Like, there's something up with this. There's something up with this. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I ranted. Not everything I say is coherent. I'll take ownership on that. I'm just a dude backwards hat. But that's what some of you guys need, because you got the Grinch, you got Grazi, or whatever the hell his name is. You got guys just beating around the bush, or guys playing it up on social media. I understand, just trying to get their clicks, and me just ranting every day, multiple videos a day, random shit, fantasy football to Shedeur Sanders, doing side quests. You'll catch me playing video games on here. This is a guy just loving life, doing what he loves. You do that too. Go out and do what you love right now. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.